So with the new trailer of Resident Evil 9 being called Re9uiem, many theories have gone around as to what could be happening in this game. Wild theories like Leon dying, the return of Wesker, and Spencer returning. Now, of course, all these theories are just pure speculation. We don't have anything that is confirmed or official because the game hasn't come out and we only have like one trailer showcasing what we should expect from the game, as well as a demo that a few people saw at Game Fest a while ago, back in June. But some of these theories are just like confusing and make me wonder as to why would you think these theories. So as the video is called, I'll be debunking Resident Evil 9 theories. Of course, not all of them. I know there's a lot of them, but like I don't feel like going through every single one because this video would be very, very long. I don't want to do that. And of course, if you're curious as to what my personal theories are, just go to this time mark on the video if you want to just get to that part or not. Up to you. Just watch the whole thing. But without further ado, let us get into the first theory. Theory number 1, Spencer is the guy in the chair. So during the trailer, we of course get multiple different small scenes like, you know, the trailers are supposed to. And then we get this one scene with a guy sitting in a chair, looking at a fireplace, and just saying this.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
Now, one thing you'll immediately notice is what he's wearing. The clothes that this person is wearing is, of course, Wesker's outfit for Resident Evil 5. Which makes you wonder as to, is this Wesker? Now, in my actual honest opinion about that is that no, I don't think this will be Wesker, because in Resident Evil 5, you crash land into the volcano. Wesker comes out shirtless. He's missing his coat. What happened to the coat? I have no clue. And the other factor is that I think that the coat that Wesker uses in RE5 is just a custom-made coat for him. So like you can't get this coat from any stores or somewhere else. This has to be made by someone who wanted it like this. But now let's focus on the hair of this person. The long hair. If you remember back to Resident Evil 5, Spencer was pretty old. He was basically dying. He was an old man on his deathbed. And then Wesker just puts a hole in his chest like, there you go, old man. So, exactly whose hair is this? Well, first of all, let's get this out of the way. The theory of Spencer being alive is that he and Miranda were connected because in Resident Evil Village, we find out that Miranda was actually the inspiration to human evolution that Spencer has been looking for. Basically, Miranda's the inspiration for Umbrella and all the events that transpire from the Hunter series. And what supports this is that the Megamycete saved Miranda's life, because in Village, Miranda was planning to off themselves after the death of their daughter, only to find this weird thing called the Megamycete. Yeah, what a weird name. And this thing basically granted her powers beyond her imagination, making her immortal. So the theory is that Spencer touched this substance and became immortal. However, when I hear about the fact that it's because he's connected to the Megamycete and all that, in my head I'm like, didn't the Megamycete get destroyed like in Village? And if so, wouldn't that mean that Spencer is dead? It also doesn't help that after Wesker kills Spencer, Jill and Chris arrive and fight him for a bit, wouldn't Spencer come back to life in that bit of time? Like, because in Resident Evil Village, Ethan gets his heart torn out of his chest, then he wakes up in the wagon and all that, but he can't die because Ethan was connected to the Megamycete. What I do know is that Spencer is not the guy in a chair, and if he is, he shouldn't be, because as much as Spencer is connected to like the lore and origin of Resident Evil, I just don't think him returning to the series would make a lot of sense. Theory number 2. Jake is the hooded guy. So Jake made his first debut in Resident Evil 6. He's the son of Wesker, and we haven't seen him since 2013, aka Resident Evil 6. So people are now theorizing that he's returning in 9 as the hooded guy we see in the trailer killing FBI agents. However, I don't think this is Jake, because Jake even said himself in Resident Evil 6 that he's gonna do everything in his power to not become his father. And killing people is what Wesker did. So Jake doing that would be going against what he said in 6. It doesn't make sense. As well as the fact that this title is supposed to be Re9uiem, putting the souls of the dead to rest. And we're going back to Raccoon City. Jake was never in Raccoon City. His connection to Raccoon City doesn't exist and wouldn't make sense him being in this game. So the biggest fan theories on the internet about this game is about the fact that Leon S. Kennedy will die. Now, I don't think he will die, of course, because that's a stupid move to kill off Leon, the best character in the whole entire series, the most iconic character. The reasons why I don't think they're gonna kill him off is because it's due to the fact that I think he still has a bit of story left in him. Of course, we've seen in the movies, which are canon, the CG movies, there are canon to the actual games. We've seen how Leon copes with all of these bioweapons being made and all these disasters. He gets drunk, he's drinking, he's just lost. Adding on, the developers of the game even stated that Leon is not fitted for horror. Of course, that's a small little hint that he is definitely in the game, but that also means that they do plan on doing something with Leon in the future, meaning that this isn't the last time we'll see him. He's not gonna die. I mean, at least I hope that's what they mean. So, let's go on to my personal theories as to what this game will have. My first theory is, of course, that the hooded guy is Wesker. Now, why do I think that? Okay, so let's take a look at the scene where this hooded guy kills one of the FBI agents. He moves in a way that Wesker would, if that makes sense. He moves fast, as well as the fact that the face. I've taken a good look at the face of the hooded man. It's burnt. It looks like the face is burnt. And of course, before the trailer came out, before Resident Evil 9 even was mentioned or anything like that, there have been theories going around saying that the Wesker we killed in Resident Evil 5 is just a clone. Now, clones have only appeared mostly in Resident Evil live action films. I'm not a fan of it. But this theory isn't that far-fetched, because before Resident Evil 5, the other time we see Wesker, before 4 as well, is in Code Veronica, in which Wesker ends up getting his face burnt after his fight with Chris. Chris leaves and Wesker just stands there laughing like a maniac while explosions happen around him. Now, what happened to those burn marks on his face? Because they look severe, they look horrible. Even if it was in low detail, you can tell those burn marks are severe, and they would stay there. However, those burn marks aren't there in Resident Evil 4 taking place in 2005, I believe. So what happened to the burn marks? And if we look back on the hooded guy, he has burn marks. Well, it seems like he has burn marks. So that's why I think it's Wesker. I'm not sure if this will be true. If it is, that's gonna be cool. My second theory that I have is the villain behind, well, the antagonist of this game. Of course, I already mentioned how Wesker will be in this game as the hooded guy, but who is the guy in the chair? Well, I think this guy is gonna be someone named Brandon Bailey. Now, this guy hasn't been shown in the games, but he's been mentioned in, I believe, Resident Evil 7 in the connections, which I think we've been told from the developers that the connections will be playing a big part in this game. And they're run by this guy named Brandon Bailey. I think this guy will be the villain, the main villain for the game. Him and Wesker are working together to get something out of Grace, who is the main character of this game. And that's why he says
Special one, the chosen one.
Because I think Brandon and Wesker share the same ideologies, same goals. Plus, it'd be nice to have a new villain for in a while, you know? Like, I know we all want Wesker or Spencer to return, but like, I think it'd be a good idea if we just introduce a new villain, like we introduce a new character, not a returning character like Chris or Jill, you know? Resident Evil is changing, and I think it's changing for the better. My last theory for this video is, of course, of these lines in the trailer.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
People are saying they can hear Leon, Jill, and Carlos. I'll say this clear right now, it's definitely Chris, Jill, and Leon going into the city looking for something or someone. Here are some of the recorded lines of the previous games and comparing them to the trailer right now.
I don't suppose I think I can fly a plane, do you?
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
Too late. I'm inside, checking for survivors.
We need to keep our voices down.
He's gone! That's right. He stayed so we could all escape. I'm sorry.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Now, you can tell me if it is the three of them or not. Maybe it is, maybe it's just Jill and Leon and someone new that we don't know of. But I'm sticking with my gut that it is Chris, Leon, and Jill venturing into the city and saying these things. Of course, maybe not in the same area, because that's what trailers do. They mislead you. That's the point of it. I think Leon's line is what he will say at the end of the demo, because we've been told that in the end of the demo, we're going to run into a familiar face. I think this familiar face is going to be Leon and him saying this to Grace.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
But I don't know, just speculation. That's what all of this is basically, just pure speculation, nothing else. But those are just my personal theories and my debunking of the fan theories. If you enjoyed this video, and if you would like me to talk about and explore about the other fan theories that have been made since the trailers come out, just comment down below, and I'll see you then.